So it's interesting to see what the players are saying to each other. I mean, this is an important part of poker. I mean, I remember times when I've got pretty good deals for myself, but it's just understanding how these things are calculated and understanding your equity and understanding, you know, if you've got the big stack, is it in your favour, which often it is, and if you're the low stack, it's not. But it's interesting to see the discussions here.
Well, crucially, Liberace, who in a chip count shot would get 1.6 million, has said, I will take 1.3. Because clearly AJ and Marcouche are suggesting that they wouldn't be happy with their share. So they're looking for some adjustments. And the conversations will continue. And we'll see if they can find some way of redistributing the money. And that age-old question gets brought up every time we get to the situation in a tournament, Nick, about, you know, would you do a deal? Is it right they can do a deal? Should they be allowed to? Blah, blah, blah. But when, as we've seen with some of those all-in pots, luck does play such a crucial part, why on earth would you leave it to chance with such big differences in the prize money?
In the long run, you've got to look at it in the sense of, I mean, it's kind of weird in the long run. I say in the long run. I mean, you've got to just take a deal which is good for you. There's so much money in play. Maybe people... I've always wondered about this in the poker economy. There's the real value of money, and then there's the utility of money, and there's the, you know, sense of, well, if I don't lock up 750, you know, in order to win $1 million, but then end up with 200, is really that extra 250 from going to 750 to $1 million really worth foregoing? If you, because you know what, I've seen situations where, you know, they're typing out figures. Sea King was guaranteed just over $1 million. He could go out. I mean, he's a good player, and I don't want to block him or anything, but, you know, Liberace could come. I mean, my friend played a huge tournament the other day, $2,500 buy, you know, 600,000 for first. Chip leader with 8 left. They didn't talk about it, but he went out 8th. I've been chip leader in tournaments with 10 left and gone out 10th. I mean, anything can happen, and, you know, you've just got to look at it in terms of making a good decision, and deal making is another poker decision, and you've got to, they're talking about tax reasons as well. Under 1 million is good. I mean, you know, you can lock up some money by taking the deal, but also you're foregoing the chance to win the first prize. So if, like, AJK, you know, who, well, they're all guaranteed 524. And if he takes 800, which is quote-unquote a good deal mathematically for his equity and his chips, then he's obviously foregoing winning 1.775 million. But, you know, he's got to look at the utility for money, his bankroll, and if you've got into this tournament on a $24 satellite, you know, with all due respect, locking up a lot of money might be your best choice, even though mathematically it might not be your best choice. So, for me personally, I try and, you know, always to make the best mathematical decision for me and crunch my own numbers. But it's interesting to see these players' thoughts.
Yeah, everyone saying what they want, where that's going to come from. Let's let them work it out. Let's let them get on with it. In the meantime, let me remind you that the EPT is coming to London. It's coming to our hometown very soon, running from the 1st to the 5th of October. That's the next big event, and it's the next big event you can qualify for on PokerStars. Get in for just a few dollars. Have a chance of that £1 million guaranteed first prize, with PokerStars adding £250,000 to the prize pool. And indeed, try and qualify for that High Rollers tournament, which follows. £20,000 buy-in, guaranteed £1 million prize pool. And again, all broadcast live on PokerStars.tv. As they continue to crunch the numbers here at this final table, the main event of this year's World Championship of Online Poker.
Seems like Liberace's given away some of his to kind of make the numbers work.
Yeah, well, let's see how it's shared out, because they've asked Brian, the tournament director, to clarify what those numbers will be. And remember, I think this is worth making absolutely clear, $200,000 remains up for grabs. They have to play for that. That will go to the winner, plus the bracelet, plus the title. So this will not be the end of the tournament. They will play it out. We will see a conclusion, and we will see a champion.
And let's not also forget the prestige of actually winning this thing. It's so nice to win a tournament, and you know, the money is massive and life-changing and all of that nice stuff, but also winning the bracelet. You know, you guys were talking earlier about you know, the difference in winning the tournament and what it means and how this WCOOP now compares to other live events. I mean, this is a big buy-in tournament. This is a over $10 million prize pool. This is nearly a $2 million first prize. This event, the biggest event ever to be held on the internet, is, you know, right up there with you know, some of the live events. It's even bigger than some of the live events that are going on at the moment. So definitely, and given the quality of the field and the strength of the field and the strength of the players, it's definitely a big achievement worth winning something like this.
Okay, Brian's running the new numbers, so he'll tell them what they'll each receive, guaranteed, reminding them, of course, they'll be playing for 200 grand plus the bracelet. And then, once those numbers are published on the screen, it's a case of whether they all agree to the deal. So, Seeking USC would get 1,065,432. Liberace would get just over 1.4 million. AJK, the short stack, who was very keen to get more than initially, wants 752,542. Shoes Are Dirty, 801,153. And Marcouche 13, 961,718. And Brian reiterating that then there's 200,000 and the bracelet to play for. That would go to the winner. AJK considering what to do. Okay, Shoes Are Dirty has agreed. Liberace has agreed. 2 out of 5 have responded. Marcouche has agreed.
This is quite exciting.
Waiting to hear from Seeking or AJ. Seeking has accepted, so it's down to AJ. Will it be deal or no deal? AJ wants more. He wants more of a share of Liberace's money. He says it's not completely his call. He's been talking to his backers.
Right, which is something that's, you know, backing and staking in poker is very big. There's a lot of big tournaments a lot of the time, and people that have the money are, you know, helping out people with the skill. I love looking at the economy of poker. I did an economics degree, and just to see how everything works.
Seeking, warning AJ, you know I'm going to suck out on you. you haven't calculated that factor.
It's a big factor, the suck out factor.
I mean, here's the thing. And he's been reminded by Marcouche that he is the short stack with 3.4 million, and 5th place pays 524. He says 30,000 more from Liberace, and I'm good. Well, let's see how Liberace responds to that. It's his decision, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Liberace, I would give it, but is it fair to the others, he asks. Shoes Are Dirty says he has no objection. Is fine with AJ getting another 30 from Liberace's share. Because that's the thing, it's not coming out of their money. It's not like they're all being asked to put up a bit to make up that 30 grand.
Yeah, Seeking is just saying as long as mine